What's good, bitches? It's Order of a Motherfucking Opinion.
What?
And we're doing the stupid idea of putting out a winter episode.
Yeah, because winter's not the time to put out an episode, apparently.
About movies that are actually supposed to be put out in Christmas. So that's what we do.
Yeah,
just to annoy you. Just to put some episodes out. Hopefully get some bots to download us.
A post-New Year's Christmas episode.
Yeah, we're doing the Home Alone series this time around. Just the two of them. Not the fucking third one. Not that little faggot with the bowl cut that's like, hey, Jim Carrey, like, my one birthday wish, can you please not make my mom kill herself? And turn off that gay-ass fucking website you have. Have you ever been on his website?
No.
It's like, he takes his dick and, like, connects it all through his shitty movies. And he's like, click here and there'll be more animations. That's all it literally is.
Look at all the dumb faces I've made throughout history. I'm Jim Carrey. Even in serious movies, I'm an asshole.
Hey, can you stop playing the call with me? It was the last time we played, you got in my butthole and I was shitting curly cues for a fucking week.
My career made me kill my wife through words.
And apparently there's a fourth and a fifth Home Alone. People
What?
can't get enough of kids being home alone, potentially being molested. That's like the funnest theme, the most authentic theme in reality that you could ever like, apparently.
Do you think that's why crusty old men like Home Alone? And they're like, if I was in that situation.
Well, let's think about it. In the two Home Alones, and it's funnier because it is Macaulay Culkin, why does he have to have relationships with these two, like, homeless, weird, potentially murderous, potentially molesters, like, odd old people? Why?
Yeah, the
I don't
pigeon
get
lady
it.
and the snow shovel man, his neighbor. You don't have to be afraid of me. I won't touch you like I did my niece.
That's why she sings off key.
I diddled her butthole into a different key.
No, but I love this movie as a kid because when I was being abandoned and left alone as a kid, I watched this gem Home Alone, and I saw a little blonde faggot hold off a zany Jew and a fucking frumpy, lumpy Italian midget from robbing his house. So I figure, if he can protect himself, I can protect myself from the tatted Mexicans in the war zone that is my neighborhood. As long as I have fucking ornaments and paint cans,
right,
and a wonderful imagination.
So one, it's a hopeful, inspiring movie to children who are left home alone a lot, but also it's the perfect edging porn for a child molester because he's like, oh, they almost got him, and he got away.
It is an edging porn. In my case, the only difference would be with his booby traps is I just put Shirley Verde at the end of all of them. And I just come running in. I killed MS-13 off my block. They can't rape and pillage her anymore.
Oh, shit.
But it sort of made you want to be him.
Yeah.
Right? Like, not the character, Kevin, not fucking the ketamine addict, fucking trisexual walking swan that is Macaulay Culkin
Macaulay Culkin, Jesus Christ.
He looks like a conniving swan.
He looks like in real life he was touched by a conniving Jew and a frumpy, lumpy Italian.
Frumpy, lumpy. That is what Joe Pesci is now. Like in that Snickers commercial.
Oh,
he's just a hungry, frumpy, lumpy. He's like, wait, did you wrap it in pepperoni?
How much sauce is on there? We Italians like the gravy.
It makes you want to be Kevin. You're like, yeah, you know what? I didn't get specifically ordered pizzas for myself, or fucking my uncle wouldn't let me watch black porn either. Fucking hope my family dies in a house fire.
Because
I'm the only one outside.
That's what that really was.
Right.
Angels with filthy souls. That's a black porno.
And not only was it relatable to kids because you hate your fucking family, it's relatable to parents because you got to remember, this is what, late 80s, early 90s, where it was still okay to have like 7 fucking children and only 3 you paid attention to.
It was a cautionary tale not to leave your child home alone.
That was the theme in life. It was okay to have too many kids to care about.
Yeah, you just forget about them. Well, that's fucking true,
and the kids relate to being like, bro, that's me. I don't get fucking paid attention to. I can't even get a goddamn pizza in this bitch.
But it's because Macaulay Culkin was a cocksucker in this movie.
Well, if you look like Macaulay Culkin. Well, but that's all like upper middle class white kids. It's like they don't get paid attention to. They're sort of spoiled. They don't get fucking paid attention to. And they're like, oh, my parents are too busy fucking coming at each other and paying attention to me.
Dude, like, it did seem like the adults were on drugs on this one. Yeah. Because they were just meandering around like, oh, fuck, we forgot Kevin. Oops. Like...
But that's what is relatable. And then all of these white kids are typically pricks.
Oh, yeah.
And disrespecting their family in public.
Well,
and that's what a lot of kids related to. That's why this movie made so much fucking money. Because of all the little upper middle class white families, or even just middle class white families, of parents that understood child abandonment and children that understood child abandonment.
It's like, oh yeah, I left my kid in the fucking car once for 8 hours.
That's hilarious.
That's great. We'll never be the same.
Now, he was okay, you know, after 6-7 weeks. And I came around and started talking again.
And again, I'm not talking about Macaulay Culkin.
No.
I have never been related to doing ketamine fucking morningly
or
afternooningly, fucking nightly.
This movie convinced him to divorce his parents. He's like, oh, parents are shitty.
God, they can steal your money.
They can steal your money and leave you home alone.
Just because you're better at them than what they actually do in their career.
Well, his dad was an actor, too.
That's what I'm saying, right?
He failed, didn't he?
But essentially, this movie in particular is about a spoiled kid with Asperger's. Learning that he is, in fact, spoiled, but he doesn't realize he's spoiled because he has Asperger's.
He just thinks it's a game.
Well, because his dad never heard of the pull-out method, apparently, and neither did his fucking Jew uncle.
Yeah, he was the last of a dying semen breed.
So that is my thing. So I was thinking about this movie, like, in the context of the time, right? This was still the time where, like, you could smoke in cars and shit like that.
And around kids.
Right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's just the same outlook as them having fucking a shitload of kids. Is like, you know what? We can smoke indoors and smoke in the cars. And even though it's a disgusting habit, it's socially accepted. So let's do it. That's why a lot of people just had a fucklock of kids.
Yeah, because
Who did you not know at that time and didn't have 5 kids?
Dude, my mom had fucking 7 brothers and sisters.
I'm saying.
Like, it was ridiculous.
The pull-out method did not fucking exist.
Not at all.
And now I feel like upper middle class people like have one kid and that one kid has Asperger's. And you see the people with 6 like, yeah, it took us 6 to have a fucking retard. All that goddamn organic food.
Yeah, the Cheetos are what keep my sperm healthy. The Mountain Dew keeps them strong.
I mean, even though we have like 15 fucking cancer-causing habits, and everyone's okay with it.
I smoke meth. My kid is a fucking top athlete.
And then it's just Kevin the whole time. Just what is the actual reason why he wants his family to go away?
Because
like,
he's
what's the tipping point? He's like, oh, you guys didn't get me a fucking cheese pizza. I hope you all get recruited for a human centipede. Fuck you guys.
ISIS comes and beheads you, Buzz.
And that's so it just shows that you're what I'm meaning. My point is with that is this was literally about him being a little bitch. Yeah. He was a little whiny prick bitch that couldn't pack his fucking suitcase.
He didn't know what to pack.
Needed a cheese fucking pizza and was pissed off because he couldn't put fish hooks in between his ball sack.
His dad that was found it. Him doing
That's what
kinky
pissed
shit.
him off. That's what made him say, "Fuck my family. I'm keeping all my goddamn money."
It's like, my dad won't let me give myself a Prince Albert with his fish hooks. Fuck him. It's an ornament.
And it's about how these people that have 19 fucking kids eventually feel bad for forgetting about one of them. And the realization that you are a shitty parent and you should probably close your fucking legs. And if you do open your legs, how about not come inside of that fucking trash bag that is your vagina?
You know, birth controls existed for like 70 years.
That's what I'm saying.
And they were rich, too.
But at the same time, is he a spoiled little prick and a little bitch? But at the same time, he fought off 2 fucking robbers. Granted, they were illiterate and retarded.
Yeah, they were the dumbest fucking morons in the world, right?
And he somehow finagled his way around a child molester that was the snow shoveler.
Well, he was going to get him. He was.
So
he's like, I'm going to hit this boy with a shovel and take his body back to my house. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm going to stuff some batteries in him and turn him into an RC car.
He's like, you should call your son. He's like, why? So I can tell him I molested his daughter.
And that's how the movie starts, right? It kind of the opening music is one of the most like memorable themes ever to a movie.
Yeah.
And it sort of makes you feel like something is going to get touched on you. Like, it's a creepy-ass opening theme when you think about it.
It does make you feel
it
like...
encompasses Macaulay Culkin.
There's an old man outside my house right now with a shovel just thinking about my dick. That's what it makes me feel like when I watch it.
Giving me the most violent rape stare of all time.
And then he
What
confronts
is that?
me later in church to be like, I won't rape you. Don't worry.
I'm going to look around and see if anyone's sitting on the pews before I show you my dick.
Yeah, fuck
That's
this
what I
guy.
did to my son.
Then I'll save you and rape you before the cops get here.
Right? So I didn't tell him. Now I get my granddaughter back to molest her again.
What kind of present do I have to give you for you?
So
not
that's
telling your
basically
parents?
what Macaulay Culkin did. He perpetuated a brutal child molester
Yeah.
and to keep child molesting.
He's like, I'll send Buzz over to your house when we're done.
He's like the prophet. Like the one kid that he didn't molest was the one that led him to more molesting. He's like, oh, that kid was so molestable, I got to do it again. In the beginning is showing fucking Joe Pesci feeling uncomfortable being a greasy Italian in a cop uniform, right? He's like, this should be an apron with mozzarella drippings on it.
This is starting to feel weird to me. Where the
And it shows,
kindergartners-
like I said, why white families have way too many fucking kids in the 80s. And the more money you make, and the more you realize you won't be the richest fucking people in the world. You're like, ah, fuck it. There are already like 8 of them. One of them will go to college.
One of them will get big. We'll live off of one of these assholes.
And of course, all their kids are shittily behaved, and they leave their fucking door unlocked in the this suburb of Chicago.
Yeah.
There's been a greasy Italian just standing in your fucking living room.
Presumably with a gun, because he's a cop.
And he is a cop, and he literally stands there for a half a fucking hour.
Yeah, he does. Waiting to talk to the parents just so he can
Of the
find
movie
out.
time. Of the movie time.
Yeah, it is like 15 minutes of them figuring out pizza.
And he just like looks around, he's like trying to talk to all the kids. He's like, hey kids, you know where a good sausage factory is around here? I'm gonna turn myself into one.
You guys have any gobbledygook? They're like, get the fuck out of here.
And
Joe
that's when you
Pesci.
see Kevin's mom, she's like talking about how to have an affair and hide it. And he's like with her fucking cunt of a sister. And then this is when we first see him. The fucking genderless wonder that is Macaulay Culkin.
Trying to
He
figure
comes
out
in-
how to get ready.
He's like, Mom, Uncle Frank won't let me watch him jerk off, and the older kids can.
It's like, if Uncle Frank says you can't watch him jerk off, then you have to listen to what Uncle Frank
He
says.
probably has a boil or something. You want to see that shit?
He doesn't want to come on you quite yet. You're not old enough, but not young enough. Uncle Frank's a weird
And
dude.
she's like talking about her dog. She's like, yeah, you know, she's like, fuck that dog. No one's going to come and walk it anyways. I'll just let it die. I hid the pedigree bags.
I
He's
hate
like,
that
I'd
little
still
shit.
trade him for one of my demonic children, especially that fucking prick that I have, Kevin.
She's like, no,
She's
go
like-
pack your fucking suitcase, you retard, and make
She's
sure
like,
to put
bitch.
your...
Macaulay Culkin's like, bitch, I heard that phone call. So I'm going to tell Dad that you fucked a black mailman. That's what he is, just talking shit to his mom all fucking time.
It's like, you're a skank, Mom. She's like, all right, just get the fuck out of here.
She's like, Dad, no one lets me do anything. I wasn't going to jerk off Uncle Frank. I was just going to watch him jerk off.
He's like, well, that's Uncle Frank's decision, son.
He's like, honey, you got a voltage adapter for your fucking vibrator? Because my T is really low right now. And you're getting uglier than naked by the day.
Viagra's a recent invention.
Your fucking snatch looks like melted licorice.
Ugh. She does look like her snatch looks like melted licorice. Just red and saggy.
He's like, and then that's when Macaulay Culkin's like, can I just do something instead of looking at this dick that I never wanted? And he's like, he's like, I got something for you. Do you mind picking up all those fucking micro machines? Like Granny was walking around naked and one of those almost slipped up her butthole. Like that dead guy from Jackass.
It got stuck under her saggy titty. They had to get her to the hospital
You know
quick.
how much of a whore she was, son.
That's why she can't make this trip with us.
And that's when his mom like snitches on him. She's like, yeah, he's been using the glue gun to like bedazzle his dick with the glitter, and he's been sticking your fish hooks in his nipples.
I thought it was...
He's like, what, the new ones? It's like, Dad, if I use the old ones, fish guts would get in my nipples.
I don't want an infection.
I didn't burn the joint down, just flamed it up.
I just want to be different.
And that's when they show, she's like, as he's walking by in the mania of his fucking retarded inbred family, he's like, because he kind of looks like an inbred kid, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's walking around and he's like, they're like, yo, you gotta pack, Aunt Maud or whatever the fuck she was. She's like, yo, you gotta pack your suitcase, you little prick. And she's like, oh, fucking no, know. How do I pack a fucking suitcase?
What do I put in a suitcase? What do I need?
And no one wants to, like, you kind of see and understand why his family's like, yo, I'm tired of this genderless bitch.
Yeah, because like, Buzz is like, you're a little cocksucker, and I'm going to rape you later.
You better come out and pound me.
And his sister's like, you're what the French call lay retarded.
He's like, hey, yeah, because he asked the other ginger, because apparently, like, the way that the mom and the dad look, they just have to have one children of each that looks exactly like them. Like, what, and then they have their one genderless kid, blonde alien.
We're like, we have faith in him. He'll be a child actor.
And that ginger goes up to me. He's like, dude, for you, what? Special K, pantyhose, red lipstick, and some Fiji water. And you better hope your future doesn't come soon, you fucking prick.
And a picture of Mila Kunis so you can cry yourself to sleep.
Bro, I
bitch.
didn't know he dated Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
Every time I see her, I want to like stick my dick in a bottle of whiskey.
I want to stick my dick in her mouth.
Hoping that she made it.
Stop talking.
Oh yeah. Well, definitely that. And he just keeps coming up with bullshit excuses. Like, I've never done this once in my whole fucking life. His sister's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, shake his hand and tell him how much of a faggot he is and he can't pack a suitcase? And then dude's like, Buzz told you. Toilet paper for your snot and your cum, and then water so you can keep masturbating and sneezing.
You just keep hydrated if you're going to jerk off that much, you genderless retard. How are you going to keep that snatch dick you have wet and or hard?
God, hate. He's still wearing Pampers, you'd assume.
He's like,
to stop the chafing of his vagina and his dick that he has.
Maybe he is retarded if he's wearing Pampers at 8.
Yeah, and like when she says that French shit to him, I love his reaction. I will give it to Macaulay Culkin, right? Whatever kind of face that is when alien, like, demonic takeover it has on you, it's fucking entertaining. Because, like, she says that French shit. She's like, something about, like, not shaving her armpits or some shit. And she's like, yeah, you lay retard. And he's like, what, bitch? What the fuck are you talking about? I love his reaction to that shit. Oh, and he's like, yeah, you know that kid Fuller? It looks like a fucking artistic rabbi sculpted him. The perfect Jew kid. When he drinks a lot of Pepsi, he fucking pisses out of that uncircumcised dick. And it's shaped weird because they didn't cut him right. So you're going to get stream in your eye and your mouth, you little prick.
Yeah, you think the dad pees everywhere when he jerks off. Wait till you sleep with his son.
And look, this is when you sort of feel, when you're a kid, like, yeah, fuck my family. Yeah. Because Macaulay Culkin life fucking sucks. But he's also a bitch, so you can't, like... And when you're an adult, you're like, that kid's a little bitch.
Yeah, he's a bitch as an adult, but as a kid, he's like, Jesus Christ, he's just getting it from everyone.
Yeah, right? And Pesci is like looking around, all the children running around. He's like, it's just like my home country, except a little more bobbity boop and dough getting stretched and pots of marinara being swirled around.
It's like, maybe this is a fancy child molestation house because no one seems to live here.
Yeah, right? I don't get this beginning scene. I don't get it. This just showed how stupid and trustworthy people were in the 90s.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, Joe Pesci, come in. You have a gun? That's cool.
Yeah, and then you see Buzz, and he's like, yeah, I fed my spider some of my cum earlier. It'd be good for like a year. He's like, hey, do French bitches shave their tit hair? The guy's like, nah, not in the winter, man. It looks like a bunch of jiggling George Costanzas.
And trust me, there is shrinkage.
And then that's when Macaulay walks into his room. He's like, hey, man, that little fucking Jew is going to piss all over my face if I sleep with him. You mind if I sleep with you?
Yeah,
he's like, I promise I won't treat your nutsack like a Pop-Tart again.
If you sleep with me, I'm going to blow you, and you know what my teeth will do to your dick.
I wouldn't let you sleep in my room if you grew something to fit in my ass. And that's when you see Buzz being the dickhead old brother, right? Trying to freak out his little brother.
Oh, because he starts talking about the molester down the street.
Yeah, the crusty child molester. He's like, yeah, he murdered all the parents on the block so he could touch all their kids, and then he ate their kids.
And he keeps the parents in that one bucket full of salt. They all shrink.
And this actually is a great plot device because it makes Macaulay Culkin's, like, survival in his fucking 5-bedroom house, home alone with plenty of food and a working phone line after a day.
Yeah, because he got a pizza. Why didn't he call the police? What the
20 minutes or less, bitch!
Oh, shit.
God. Yeah, and it sort of adds, when he tells the story, it sort of adds to when his parents fucking abandoned him, why he's so fucking freaked out, right?
Yeah.
And this dude, like I said, these violent rape looks that he gives, where and Buzz is like, yeah, he assaults his child victims' buttholes after to mummify them. And Macaulay's like, wait, that's not scary. That's kind of cool.
He's like, I would actually like that. Might feel a little better.
And but what my problem is with this dude is just to add to his own, because he is literally a walking plot device.
Who, Buzz or the fucking the old man?
The old man.
Oh yeah.
The only reason why I say that is because we'll get into it when he fucking freaks the kid out by giving him one of his violent rape stares again. He's like, ah! It reminds me when my mom took my money. And he runs back in the fucking house and he hides, and that's when the cop went to check on his stupid ass.
Yeah, and so he doesn't go see the cop.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So yeah, that story gets said, and then, you know, the stoned pizza delivery guy is fucking on Percocet driving on black ice like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
The fuck is he doing? And he's hilarious because he always hits the statue because he's too fucking stoned to see, right?
He's like, oh shit, I know this is not, I like drove up on the sidewalk, I think.
It's okay, every time I hit it and I hurt my body, I don't feel anything.
He's like, that's going to be $150 and 20 extra for me so I can buy some more pills.
Fuck, you took what I had something there. But yeah, he fucking, that 90s rule of like, if the pizza's not here in 11 minutes, it's free.
Yeah.
Right?
So he drives into
and if he doesn't get there in 20 minutes, our driver has to get sober.
And he has to blow each and every one of you.
And like Joe Pesci, so, like at this point you forgot that Joe Pesci was there, right?
Yeah.
His Italian stench finally went away. He's like, I've been standing here sticking the place up with pepperoni. Where are you guys? Where's your parents?
Hey, there's some, he sees the pizza guy. He's like, there's some pepperoni.
Yeah. He like couldn't contain it. He's like, I smell the pizza.
He's like, I'm not paying for that. How much money do you think a cop makes?
And he literally starts giving himself away at some, like, first of all, he like shines his gold tooth that he like glued together in his hole with ricotta cheese, and he's fucking
and jizz
makes
mixed
it
with
shiny.
ricotta cheese. Whale semen.
He like the pizza delivery guy's like, cop, I'm sorry, I'm fucking high. I can't hold it around here. He's like, don't worry, I'm a burglar. And I was like, all right, that's this movie.
He's like, don't snitch and I won't. He's like, all right, I don't even remember who you are.
He's like, hey, it's $122 and I got something crushed in my center console, so come on, I gotta start charging a fucking withdrawal tax because I need to get high.
Yeah, and he's just like, give me the fucking money, bitch. I'm trying to leave.
And this is when I don't understand why the parents don't get suspicious, because Joe Pesci's like, there's been a lot of burglaries in the neighborhood leaving around pepperoni prints, and we're trying to figure out who it is.
It's like, well, you got some pepperoni.
Just making sure people are taking the right precautions. And the dude's like, well, we don't have fucking Xfinity yet, so I got lights that flicker on and off, and fucking locks on my doors, you Italian.
He's like, what else can you have? It's
but can a sausage slither through it? Did you check that?
Just make sure you don't have any fresh dough out with tomato sauce around it. Pepperonis will get in for sure.
And this was my problem about the dad, or maybe it was just comedic genius. At some point, I felt like his dad was like Scott Peterson. He actually planned for his retarded son to be like kidnapped and killed.
He's like, I'm going to leave this child here, and yes, I do know you're a fucking burglar, you asshole.
He's like, all right, while you're at it, while you burglarize my house, can you fucking wink take my fucking kid and to show him not to fuck with my fish hooks, little pervert.
Joe Pesci's like, I'll take the little kindergartner and I'll molest this tiny butthole.
First thing I'm gonna do is bite off every one of these little fingers, one at a time.
Wink.
And he just takes the pizzas after the Jew uncle. Like, look, I don't have any fucking money, and my sagging chin is just dilapidating on this pizza box right now.
But pizza's here, so I'm gonna eat it.
And the dad like he's like, yeah, I figured we'd start eating before we even fucking pay the guy. That's why I have a ginger wife. She takes care of everything.
Look, this house is so chaotic. I fucking gave up years ago. I'm on so much Xanax right now.
And that dude he's just way too low key and cool about everything. Something was up about that motherfucker. He planned for his son to be like brutally raped to death.
Yeah, he did. He's like, bitch, we'll go back on Friday after the robbers take him.
Right? And the Aunt Maud calls out the Jew uncle. He's like, dude, you have fucking money. He's like, you're all traveler's check pre-written out to the Holy Land. I don't know how to use that.
She's like, to my bank.
The Jenner's like, don't worry, you fucking cheapskate. We have cash. Jesus.
He's like, God, I hate your brother.
That's when Macaulay, like, waggles his no penis in. And fucking, he's like, does anyone have my genderless cheese pizza?
No toppings. It's trans pizza. Has 4 different sauces on it.
We just turned pizza and fucking... All right.
Jazz.
Buzz's like, oh yeah, he's like, yeah, we did. I'm about to go diarrhea it all out. That shit was disgusting.
You want me to shit on a plate for you?
And Filler's loading up on pizza. He's like, yeah, my extra Jew penis is gonna smell like piss tonight.
They're like, Fuller, stop drinking the Pepsi. He's like, oh shit.
And Macaulay being, I can't pull a topping off, bitch. Right?
Just
pull a fucking topping off, you piece of shit.
Right, or just eat pizza, you cock.
He fucking flips out and he tries to nibble on Buzz's dickhead and causes this domino effect of plot device, right? Yeah. Like milk spills on the passport. Again, the dad, Scott Peterson style, very smoothly is like, oh yeah, throw away this napkin. Where'd this passport go? No.
Goodbye. Goodbye, you little retard.
And then that's what they like complain about as he causes all this. You see why his family are like, dude, fuck this kid. It's like, I hope he trips down this 3rd stairs.
It's like, all right, you up to the rape dungeon. That's where you're at for the night.
That's where Uncle Frank takes his kids.
Because they get up there and he's like, the 3rd floor.
Uncle Frank has like 3 different places in his house. The basement. Yeah, but the only thing he gets pissed about is like, what the fuck? Why did you act like that? He's like, he ate my pizza on purpose. He knows I don't like toppings that remind me of being a boy, like sausage, bananas, and hot dogs. He like lists out like, okay, on real shit, I get that was a joke or whatever, but like in the movie it was hilarious because he starts listing off toppings that he doesn't fuck with. That's what makes you fuck with him as a kid. He's like, I wanted cheese pizza, I didn't want any goddamn pineapple artichoke, and they like cut over to him, right?
He's like, quinoa. What the fuck is that?
But I sort of like how he sticks up for himself, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I get treated like fucking scum around here. No cheese pizza. I don't get in trouble for the fuckery I do. No one helps me fold my panties in my fucking suitcase. Fuck you guys. And then like, he comes up to the pizza guy and he's like, hey, pothead, why don't you bring more cheese pizzas? Now you keep extra when you're high in the car.
He's like, give me the money back. He's like, I already spent it on bills.
He's like, nice tip. We're going to spend on Xanax and more pizza from this place to eat.
I actually came back to do the pills here because it seems like a cool place to get high.
Oh, God. And then Joe Pesci's like, you know what? Fuck this stick. I'm going to rob you and probably eat that leftover pizza in the fridge.
Yeah,
like, don't worry. I'll fold it first like a good Italian.
Joe Pesci's like, dude, I could just start taking shit now. No one would fucking know.
Oh, shit.
He's like, hey, kid, you want to see my silver tuna?
The real tuna got chopped off in the war. I survived that. I'm actually 82. Just my skin looks like a sausage casing.
The war? We aged nicely, us Italians.
I knew Mussolini. I ate a pizza margarita with him. Yeah, then she puts him in the attic, which you would seems bad. Then it's like a nice fucking room with like
dope.
A bed. She's like, I don't want to go up there. It's scary. There's a fucking box on the stairs, you bitch.
And even then, he's like, wait, I don't have to sleep with Fuller.
Well, no,
now.
at first she's like, you're going upstairs. He's like, already am upstairs, you dumb bitch.
Yeah.
She's like, no, this upstairs. And we locked all the bathrooms so Fuller could be full of ammo for your ass. Better cover your mouth.
He's going to piss in my face.
He's like, he's going to piss all over me.
Come on.
I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. He's like one of those kids you got to fucking keep a leash on of a trail of candy to make him go somewhere you want him to go. He's just sort of like a prick. He's one of those dudes you see like calling his mom a dumb fucking cunt, Cartman style, in a store.
He did, though, basically, in front of his whole family. He's like, you dumb bitch.
It's like, you're such a whore. If Dad never came in you wouldn't have had me. I never would have been born.
She's like, good.
I wish I was never born. A boy, at least.
Why do you think we're trying to get rid of you?
He's like, fuck my family. I never want to see the rest of you in my life. In my real life, too. Give me my fucking money.
I'm going to sue my parents and fucking make these parents disappear.
And maybe that's why he plays this so well, because he actually hated his fucking family in real life.
That's possible.
And then some Dr. Seuss shit happens, and the winds of fucking Chicago blow the stress weed that the hobos grew in the alley. Fucking caused a bunch of fucking... oh, God. He's like, oh, this is a series of unfortunate events. I'm Jim Carrey. Oh, it'll make me kill my wife.
It's because I talked like this around her for 3 weeks straight.
You see how wide I can make my chin away from my neck? I can talk with my asshole. That was my first talent. That's how I got into Hollywood.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God. Yeah, and it creates this whole fucking suspenseful alarm clocks were off scene. Oh, we're going to be late. We're shitty enough parents.
Quick, we have to rape all the kids first.
And, of course, which is a theme in the movie, adults that don't know kids being dicks to them. Right? Because that one kid, like that one note where he's like, hey, I'm a nosy little prick. And like he goes up to the guy, he's like, hey, man, what are you guys doing? I heard those fucking assholes are going to Paris. We drove to Rhode Island because we're dick bags.
My parents are poor.
And the driver's like, dude, all right, can you just shut the fuck up? And unless you could be discreet about a sexual relationship, get the fuck away from me.
It's like, hey, get out of here. Scram.
And then the ginger mom, like, goes up to this 18-year-old. She's like, hey, can you keep track of my fucking 11 children? While I jingle around things? So I'm too goddamn busy for my children.
I gotta put my makeup on first so we go on a plane.
Right? And, of course, the people still being dicks to kids. The fucking van driver, the kid, like, is now in the van with him because that didn't get fucking weird. He's like, is this an automatic? Because I see a stick shift. He's like, kid, that was my dick. I was trying to whack one off before they loaded up. Thanks, asshole. Like, get away from me.
Or I'll jizz in your face.
And these fucking... And then you see these annoying, spoiled, middle-class kids.
Oh,
just
God,
being fucking assholes.
Just
like,
assholes
the 18-year-old's
to each
trying
other.
to count, and she's like, 1, 2, 3, and, like, Buzz is like, you 69, your brother.
Oh, wait, that's me. I shouldn't have said that.
And then that's when, one of the 14 fat, greasy Italians in this movie, like, comes up to the ginger. He's working for PG&E. He's like, dude, all right, look, there's going to be a giant plot device where you're not going to find your kid. I'm not going to tell you what it is because you're a stupid cunt. By the way, I saw your kid still in the house, you dumb bitch.
He was looking out the
She's
window.
like, oh, okay, yeah.
Right? She's like, okay. He's like, look, you're not going to be able to use the phones. And your kid's going to get raped by 2 men. Oh, okay. Don't worry about it. I got it. It's fine.
I got to look through my purse for things that I don't need.
Oh, here's
That's what I've been doing the last hour.
I know my kid's going to get raped. Don't worry. That's why I threw his passport out.
And she's like, hey, 18-year-old, I told you to count 11 kids and take care of them. What's the count? She's like, you fucking bitch. She's like, I hope to never be the kind of mother you are.
She's like, look, there's 11 kids. That's fucking 10 too many.
And a partridge in a pear tree, you bitch.
Yeah, so shut the fuck up. Mom.
No, remember, her parents were in France.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, yeah, my uncle's the one outside of Chicago making money to pay for this trip. McAllister's just a fucking Jew.
It's like, look, Buzz is an idiot. Macaulay is an idiot. What kind of name is Macaulay?
And I have this bitch, I think she's French already. She's never even been here.
Yeah.
Posing hoe.
She's lay retarded as well.
Yeah, and then they rush to the airport like assholes, and they're like, the black lady like checks them in. She's like, oh man, I hate Chicago white families.
She's like, all right, guys, get the fuck out of here. Yes, you may get on.
And of course, the parents sit in first class like fucking assholes. And the wife's like, do you think it's bad that we're getting drunk in first class and still not watching our children?
And the uncle's like, as long as it's for free. No.
And they cut over to Macaulay. He's still trying to find himself, and he's like walking around the house. He's like, wait, do I really get to keep all my fucking money? Did I wish these fuckers away?
It's like all this shit.
Which just sort of makes this film funny, right? Because he does literally have Asperger's.
Yeah,
he's a fucking genius. He tricked 2 illiterate homeless criminals, so I guess that sort of gives him an IQ of
at like
12.
At 8, that's pretty good. Like he set up booby traps.
But he still thinks that he literally wished his family away.
Yeah, there's a part of him that throughout this entire movie, he thinks he did magic.
Right? And then, they cut back over to the Jew uncle. He's like trying to steal the crystal from the fucking airplane. He's like, he's like, here, hot mod, stick it in your pussy.
Oh,
Get back. He's You're like a broken vacuum. You don't suck and it's full of dust.
I don't care if it's spicy and salty down there because I'm never going down on you again. It's what made me lose my hair in the first place.
It's like ethanol down there.
You're toxic, bitch.
And that's when the wife starts talking to fucking Scott Peterson. She's like, hey, man, like, don't you feel like a shitty parent for this trip? Like, that first class is more important to us than being personally accountable for our children?
She's like,
I'm thinking about it.
He's like, I was hoping half the plane would fall off and it would be them. And we'd survive.
Right?
That's what I've been thinking about this entire flight, you bitch.
When the guy's like, well, no, they're having the time of their lives. One of them's sitting in between a fucking 600-pound Pollock and Roseanne. He's like, kids are fucking fine. And that's when you start thinking he's up to something.
He's like, we're
He's
good.
like, wait, was the dishwasher left on? He's like, let's guess.
Yes.
Let's guess some more.
It's like, what about the coffee pot? He's like, yes.
No, yeah.
I turned it off.
Yeah, no, I did turn it off.
He's like, what about Kevin? He's like, I purposefully left him there.
I hope he dies.
I hate that genderless bitch.
And they cut back to Macaulay, and you see Buzz has, like, Ice-T posters. He's like, yeah, this color is my favorite song for every wacky pattern shirt I wear in the snow.
I do like when he's going through fucking Buzz's room. He's like, Buzz, your girlfriend's gross.
Right? Well, he goes down to the basement first.
That's right.
And that's when they show he's scared of the fucking heater. Is that the heater? What is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, the furnace, right? Yeah. And I'm sure probably Buzz told him that, like, Uncle Frank killed and burned his first family in there, and he's been living off the life insurance. That's why he's such a fucking Jew.
That's why he married a secretary.
And, like, at this point, Macaulay Culkin, is he sort of like a little dumb cunt, but his face acting is on point, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and he has like wet dreams of his family members like abusing him. Like, Kevin, you're a venereal disease. And then Buzz like, Kevin, I am going to make you watch me stick my spider in your ass.
He's like, Kevin, now you can watch me jerk off.
Uncle Frank's like, look what you did, you little prick.
And that's when Kevin's like, oh shit, my family's gone. He's like, now it's time to fucking party.
Now I'm gonna shit and piss on their bed and eat marshmallows.
He's like,
run around like an asshole.
Just waving his hands in the air like a cock.
Then he goes into Buzz's shame box, and he went through the good boxes. There's another box of him fucking turning his ass into a playground for a spider. Just a whole box full of them.
He didn't look at that. But he did look at the fucking the magazine.
He's like, hey, Buzz, I'm looking at your smut. You better come out and pound me. He was like you normally do.
He's like, Buzz, you like some pretty gay magazines.
Right? No, because what he does is Macaulay Culkin looks at a Playboy, and he's like, yeah, I knew as a child I'd never be attracted to women.
No clothes on anybody. Sickening.
And then he looks at Buzz's girlfriend, and he's like, that is an ugly bitch right there,
No
Buzz.
wonder why you like your spider so much.
You let it bite you so you can hallucinate to make her look pretty.
And then he like picks up some figurines. He's shooting some Larry Bird figurines. Good, that fucking cracker. And then he pigs the fuck out on some sugar, which he made it seem like his family was suppressing him. But did they?
No, yeah. Cause
was that ever like...
He immediately goes to bad habits.
Right?
Because he immediately starts stealing shit, eating bad, and watching shit he shouldn't.
Right?
And partying.
The pre-symptoms of a ketamine addict.
Yeah. He immediately starts going to vices.
And he watches the fucking fake Mick and Wop shoot him up, right?
Yeah.
He's like, guys, I'm eating sugar and tweedling with this penis that I don't want to have.
Hey,
come and get me.
Uncle Frank's undercover porno at the end of the movie's about to play.
He has the Tommy of all Tommy guns. Can I watch that movie?
Yeah, I want to see that shit.
Great. He's like, keep the change, you filthy Italian.
He's like, as long as you keep the pepperonis.
And he screams for his mom like a little hoe. And that's when they cut back to her ginger fucking X-Men foresight. And she's like, oh, I think now my coochie's tingling. There's something going on. She's like, and then that's when you start seeing like the clues of the dad being Scott Peterson. He's like, well, I did carelessly and conveniently leave his passport in the trash.
Look, a scent is not fucking, you can't use a scent in court, okay? I don't care what the dog picked up.
He's like, you know what? Look, fuck it. I was scared he was going to be a fag, and he was too much of a fucking faggot to pack his suitcase. So I decided to pull the trigger.
You caught me, all right, bitch.
And that's when she realized she was a fucking terrible mom, right?
Yeah, right?
Simultaneously as her son is being a complete fucking idiot and doing some Bam Margera shit. Yeah. Surprised he didn't fucking slam his head on a mailbox.
Surprised he didn't build a ramp.
I'll get more views on MTV.
Should have built a ramp in his house.
Right?
He's just skateboarding around.
And now the parents are all tripping. She's like, I was busy fucking jiggling around my purses and jiggling my titties in my pantsuit. I fucking forgot my kid. God damn it.
She's like, all right, everybody, you're going to call whoever the fuck you know.
And the Scott Peterson guy is like, look, I know it was my fault, but like, we didn't forget him. We just didn't count because we can't count.
You know how many times I lost count?
And I turned your vagina into a nursery. Sorry.
It's like, look, if I was a smart man, I would have worn a condom. But I'm not a smart man.
And the Jew is like, hey, look, don't feel bad about it. I forgot some change at home. I was going to fucking exchange it here in Paris. I think I'll get 30 cents for 80.
I'll hold on to it for a couple of years, and there'll be a terrorist attack.
That'll give me some deodorant. You know how cheap it is out here. It's the least demanded product in Paris.
Most stores don't even sell it. Only the dollar store.
And that's when we cut to the two fucking retard villains of this movie, this cartoon.
Yeah, this cartoon.
Joe Pesci, where it seems like the overload of marinara is causing his skin to turn into old pizza dough, right?
Yeah, because they're just robbing up shit.
And he's just bragging about his new caper, right? So I'm surprised he didn't say. He's like, you want to know how fucking smart I am? I sat here for a night and watched when these houses turn on their fucking lights. That's fucking genius, isn't it?
The other dude's like, hey, man, you're actually pretty smart. He's like, shut up, dude.
He's like, dude, I went from running Vegas and fucking Marissa Tomei to this bullshit.
He's like, look, Marv, I'm going to fucking...
This is somehow my most popular movie, too. Fuck.
He's like, look.
I was a gangster.
And that...
I was a dwarf gangster. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, why did he... Well, no, he was still pretty popular.
Was he falling off?
No,
at this point?
because they hadn't done some of his gangster movies
They hadn't even done him yet.
Yeah.
So Joe Pesci started out as a smut criminal.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Because they basically say, he's like, look.
I forgot. I honestly, for some reason, thought Goodfellas and Casino were in the 80s, but it was in the mid-90s.
Yeah, and this one came out like 90. But the criminals, they were there to get him. They knew. He was like, look, I figured out when all the lights go on, and there's a little boy in that house who's seen my silver tuna. So we need to, you know what we need to do, Marv?
Well, and he has like this beautiful burglary scheme. He's like, odd market securities.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck? And the Kmart Kramer's like, oh, fuck, yeah, I'm just glad to be in a movie role. I'll come back in 20 years on an LSD binge. Look at my clown feet. They're going to be hilarious when they get stepped on nails. And it must have been super easy to rob a home in the early 90s.
Yeah,
because like they're out, cops are too busy out planting drugs on blacks and then arresting them, and the Ninja Turtles help them.
Especially in Chicago, crime. Jesus Christ.
Like, oh yeah, we don't have enough time for burglaries and lost children.
There was one Christmas in Chicago where the cops went and gave a Christmas present to every house that just had crack in it, and they arrested all of them.
Right.
So they're busy with that kind of systematic shit.
And he just scares them off with the lights at first. Like, oh shit, what's going down? It is a little suspenseful. And by the way, we didn't give our fucking scores.
I don't think we did.
Okay. Here's what I'll say. This is the most perfect, linear, entertaining, simple, rewatchable movies of all time.
Yeah, it is.
That's all I got to say about it, and I give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I gave it a
9.
I gave it a 9 as well. I had to go.
Mean, it's classic, bro.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, no, they run to the airport when they get to France because now apparently she cares about her fucking kid. She's like, oh, probably that dumbass is still in the attic anyways.
And they're like
and
calling.
The kid's like, hey, sorry, you French bitch. You can talk about moldy cheese and fucking slimy escargot later, all right? They don't make it sound important.
No.
Or not even that they don't make it sound... The way that they say it is even more fucking retarded. It's like, hey, look, our 8-year-old brother's at home alone with 5 bedrooms, a shitload of fucking TV and snacks and electricity, but he might die.
And our neighbor's there to protect him.
Because he's retarded. Yeah, right?
It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, all right.
Dude, and it's every time that the mom does try to explain it, she never really says, like, hey, look, my 6 or 8-year-old son is home alone.
Yeah.
And we are in France.
But at the end of the day, bro, I was staying home when I was like 9, 10 years old. So I know, but it's like, get over it.
But like,
is it only that way because he's such a bitch in the beginning, and that's why people are tripping?
Yeah, because he's retarded. But apparently not that much because he figures it out.
Yeah, I guess. Either way, yeah, he's like he gets freaked out by the lumpy Italian and the fucking zany Jew coming to his house, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I don't really want to be a boy, but I'm not going to be a pussy about it, right? So he fucking hops out of his bed and he's like, I'm not fucking scared anymore. Try and rape me.
I like it.
And that's when the showstopper shows up with his fucking violent rape look again. He's like, ah, fuck.
It's like, come here, boy.
His fourth wall screams, too, are pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he just looks at the screen and is like,
and that's when the mom's calling the police station. She's like, she's talking about how, hey, my son's home alone. I don't think he knows how to use a toaster. There's plenty of Egos in the freezer, but I don't think he knows how to push down on a lever.
They're like, look, bitch, how old is your son? Because
right?
you're making it sound like this is not a big problem.
Well, that's we talked to the Billy Madison guy, and she's like, hey, there's when they transfer the calls, the officer's like, hey, there's some hyper bitch whining about her autistic kid. Do you think you can take care of this shit?
He's like, all right, Jesus Christ.
He's like, all right, well, did your family abuse or take money from this child?
They're like,
what did he have enlarged in his throat, ma'am? Did you poison your fucking son? She's like, no, he's just sort of a retard and he's home alone.
And my husband, I think, is trying to get him murdered.
Oh, God. Yeah. And she's basically, like, it's funny, but it sort of just takes the life out of the movie because they're just sort of like, hey, so I just need you to go to your house and check on if he does know how to use a fucking toaster. That's the only food I have left. They drank all the goddamn milk.
Look, he's going to have to go to the store. Just tell him where the money is. That's all I need you to do is figure out if my kid is safe.
And you see how much, like, in this movie, I feel like they make fucking airports, cops, and any sort of service just terrible.
Yeah.
Did everyone hate that in the 90s? Is that why the fucking riots got out of hand? Because the cops were so terrible?
Because everyone's completely unreliable.
You didn't save Macaulay!
That's what it started from.
They were angry about them not saving a kid.
Macaulay lives matter.
And in fear of getting violently molested by the snow shoveler, the plot device of all time, right?
Yeah.
He hides from the cop that actually checked on him. He's like, hey, can you tell those parents to stop smoking crack and count their fucking hillbilly children again?
It's like, look, this house is really nice, but the mom's obviously stupid as fuck. I'm guessing she's a housewife.
Right? And that's when they're at the, all right, yeah, then they go to the airport where fucking Scott Peterson is pretending, like, oh, yeah, hey, when can you get me a flight? I'm preferred in, like, the last 3 days.
It's like, well, I can get you one Friday. He's like, perfect.
2 days, that seems long enough.
Well, that'll be enough time
for
that
Italian's good at his capers.
I gave him enough pepperoni to last a lifetime. This better work.
What did that dad do?
He did
nothing.
He's
a scumbag, bro. Something weird about him. Something real fucking weird.
That's when he looks at his lady. He's like, look, if you're going to be a bitch about this and make us all stay at the airport, you can stay by yourself at the airport, bitch.
He's like, I'm going to go pull some bitches where their armpits smell like fucking a daycare's crayon box.
He's like, peace out, kids. Let's go to the hotel.
And that's when you see... Macaulay Culkin looking at his bisexual nipples in the mirror. He's like, I washed all my body parts, including my foreskin. And then I had to get a new toothbrush because the one I was using, Buzz brushed his butthole after he stuck a spider in it.
And then I got my mom's dildo and I used adult formula lubricant. Shoved it right up my butthole.
And then he slapped the aftershave on his face, which is an iconic scene. But I don't actually think the aftershave was the reason why he was screaming. I think he looked in the mirror. He's like, fuck, my parents are going to take my money.
Yeah, that's right.
Then the next scene concurrently is when what he does what he's taught from his family, and he steals money from his family.
Yeah, he goes to steal from Buzz, and he tries to climb up the shelf, so he literally just breaks everything.
He stole Buzz's life savings that he got paid from his dad from doing the job on Kevin,
which was like $13. It looks like. Yeah, the dad's slipping him money to abuse Kevin. He's like, look, if you can get him to be a boy, or at least a girl, just make him pick one.
And Macaulay Culkin, in true fashion, sees the rape van. And he doesn't think anything of it. What is up with rape vans in this movie? There's a lot of rape vans.
Well, vans are very useful for raping, and rape was common in Chicago back then.
And McAllister calls his neighbors as the wet bandits are, leaving their wet trail all over the fucking houses that they rob. He's like, hey, it's McAllister. I'm pretending to look for my kid, but how about you call this unrealistic number? It's about like 15 numbers and a fucking plus sign. All right?
It's like, so the boy's home alone. Perfect for raping. That was the plan. He's like, look, we're going to be robbing this house at this time. You just give us a call and let us know that the signal's clear.
Well, Joe Pesci's looking through the kaleidoscope. He's like, I wonder how many colors my pepperoni could be in. Robert De Niro's gay dad.
Like what the fuck kind of kaleidoscope was that one? Because that looks like the most rich person's kaleidoscope in the world.
No, that is the old school. That is the kaleidoscope.
No, I get that.
That's
but
the kaleidoscope. That's why you put a pepperoni at the end of the lens.
It was like solid gold or some shit. He's like,
have you ever had a blue pepperoni on a blue cheese pizza?
And what's funny about that scene, too, is he calls out Marv. He's like, Marv, you want to make less noise while I sit here and play with a monster truck?
Right?
He's like, Jesus, dude, I'm trying to steal you.
Yeah, and then that's when you see fucking Macaulay Culkin being an annoying prick everywhere like he's known to do. He's like, hey, bitch, is this toothbrush ADA approved? I need to know before I buy it. And that's when the crusty shoveler pops in, right? And of course, not only did he do the violent rape stare now he has a blood on his hand. He's like, this was when I was trying to crucify myself.
He's like, are you here, boy? Better start running.
And Culkin dips off with a toothbrush on some fucking 50s cartoon shit, right? Here's why I say 50s cartoon, because the lady's like, Jimmy, go get that genderless boy.
And then another genderless boy chases after him. He's like, I know what it's like.
Because them being dicks to kids, he's like, hey, officer, get that fucking thief.
He's like, thief! And the officer's like, yeah, fuck the ticket, lady. I gotta catch this little boy.
Right? Which is weird, because, like, well, first off, he cartoonishly slides down the ice, and the fucking fat mustache Italian, he's like, He's like, I couldn't get him. He's like, I'd rather eat a pastrami on rye with some kraut before I do that.
You got me, young McAllister. You've bested me again.
He just frumps down on the ice. If frump was a verb, that's exactly what that dude was. And then that's when they cut over to Kmart Kramer just being a prick, leaving the sinks on like he's a fucking asshole, right?
Right? He's like, look, jizzing in their bed and leaving the sinks on is our calling card.
Okay.
I was going to say we're the wet jizz bandits.
He's like, no, we're the wet bandits, and the only reason why we're wet, it's not the sinks, it's your fucking the pizza sauce that drips down your chest hair, you fucking prick.
They also call us the pepperoni peeps.
And that's when his, like, casino shit starts coming out, right? Pesci's like, you know, that's sick. You're real sick, you know that?
He's sick.
You know that? What, you think I'm you think I'm funny now? You think I'm a clown?
Why you gotta ruin houses like that? He's like, they're gonna know who we are. Foreshadow. We're gonna get caught.
And that's when they almost run over Macaulay Culkin. They're like, is that a kid or a goddamn alien?
Right.
I just hit Area 51. And he does his cartoonish scream, and he walks away, and like Macaulay's like, wait, I noticed that gold tooth enlarged in some ricotta cheese. I could recognize that a mile away.
I smell the pepperoni grease.
And after they just literally almost killed a kid, when he turns around to look at him, Pesci's like, I don't like the way that future faggot looked at me. I'm gonna go stab him in the neck with a pen.
He's like, that's the one kid that looks at me like he wants to be raped.
And this is the ultimate cartoon scene. It was literally like Elmer Fudd fucking slowly crawling up on Bugs Bunny.
Right?
What the fuck was going on here? That's
they
like,
were just creeping on him.
And the block must be hella empty, because this, what would seem to be a reputable pedophile van, is fucking chasing down this kid.
Through a block.
And then when the kid turns around, he's like, I can sense the rapery around me. And like they fucking, on some cartoon shit, whistle. They whistle and look around like on some Elmer Fudd shit.
Hey, little boy.
I sort of would like to see Joe Pesci as the live-action Italian Elmer Fudd, actually.
He would be
That'd
a
the
great
greatest,
live-action Elmer Fudd. What you got there?
He just beat the shit out of Bugs Bunny. He's like, give me my money. It's like, wait, I didn't have any money, Doc.
Well, give me all the carrots.
Take that one you stuck up my ass as a joke and put it back up there.
That way you remember who not to cross ever again.
Oh, God. That was the worst joke we've ever said. That was probably the most stupidest thing we've ever said. But anyways, yeah, so of course he runs to the church like a smart fucking choir boy would, right?
He's like, this is my most likely chance of getting molested.
I'll hide under the blanket for when Buzz gets horny. That's what I normally do at home. Yeah, and then they drive by and fucking... They drive by the church, and he's like, you must have gotten the church. I'm not going in there. I'm Italian. I beat my wife. And that guy's like, all right, well, I said the N-word in public.
That was during this movie.
Oh, God. And this is where Culkin, like, almost in cartoon fashion shows he's Wile E. Coyote.
Because he rigs his house.
In this beautifully linear movie, by the way. Like, you literally don't feel like anything is, like, it's all stupid and retarded, but it all cohesively goes together.
And Michael Jordan makes his appearance.
Right? He pulls off some true genius shit. He's like literally a genius with novelty items and booby traps. What that gets him in real life, who fucking knows?
Heroin addiction.
We see what happens in real life. He does ketamine and
Mila Kunis got tired of the apartment being booby trapped all the time. She kept stepping on ornaments and shit.
She's like, you know what? When you put the tar on the towel and it stuck to my nipples, that was the last straw.
My nipples aren't normal anymore.
I hate my mom. I said I would have killed her for you. Yeah, and he's like, I hope Michael Jordan's shadow is darker than normal. There was that one time I did meet Michael Jackson, though, and we rode his Ferris wheel, and he made us get stuck at the top, and he said play whack-a-mole with his pants off. That's why it's called Neverland, because you never leave unless you play whack-a-mole with his pants down.
You have to use your mouth. There's no hammer.
Oh, God. Michael Jackson's like, I'll take that risk.
Jesus, what we gave him.
I even turned white on the inside.
I made his mouth white on the inside. Macaulay Culkin's like, that was true.
Macaulay Culkin was my first blanket. My actual kid was Blanket Jr. He had to hide there every night.
Oh, scary Italians.
My attraction got younger and younger by the moment. It's younger, you're ignorant.
You're ignorant.
Yeah, and of course, Uncle Frank back in Paris, he's like, yeah, I got my hands on some free fucking escargot.
He's like, look,
he's about to slime me as my Jewish food.
Yeah, they're back in France, and they're starting to realize France really fucking sucks.
I mean, it's no fucking cooked block of noodles, but it's definitely good escargot. You don't know that's what Jews eat?
Escargot or
no,
block of noodles?
They eat, like, baked block of noodles.
Like?
That's how disgusting real Jewish
people are. That is weird.
Like, imagine if someone just took hot ramen, froze it, like, put water in it, froze it, and then baked it the next one.
It's a Christmas miracle.
I saw it on Bizarre Foods. The egg ate it.
The egg?
Yeah, he's like, I have to put on my monocle to see this closer.
It's like I made this in prison when I was doing a heroin bid once.
I mean, it's a little Jewy. It's a little slimy. But who cares? I
like it on my face.
Yeah, and that's when you fucking... Yeah, Uncle Frank's being a scumbag eating free food, that fucking Jew that he is, and... You know, the dad is pretending with his Scott Peterson excuses. He's like, oh, yeah, can't get a hold of everybody. Everyone's shopping and they're trying on socks. They're all too goddamn busy.
He's like, look, guys, there's a slight chance we may never find Kevin again.
And I did leave the garage door open. I figured that snow shoveler would fucking rape him to death.
At least hide his body on the salt or something, like Buzz was telling me.
Him and Buzz was in cahoots. He's like, Buzz, if you teach me how to stick that spider in my ass and you get rid of Kevin, I'll give you $13.
He's like, look, Buzz, with Kevin gone, I can afford those braces. You cock-toothed bastard.
And I'll keep that time you molested your own sister to myself.
Oh, shit.
I do it, too. That's when his sister... Yeah, then you see Buzz fucking pretending to care about his brother. Not really, though, because he's a cocksucker. His sister's, like, tripping. She's like, aren't you worried that Shoveler will come and scar him for life? He's like, no. First off, I'm not that lucky. Because my brother getting molested is, like, the funniest thing to me. And two, our gay uncle never touched him, so... And D, we live in the most cracker neighborhood in Chicago.
He's like, yeah, but that just means the robbers will be Italian.
Isn't that funny how that is like the scariest thing in white neighborhoods in the East Coast is the Italians?
The Italians coming in and robbing them and changing their culture.
And that's when you see the pizza delivery man like playing Post Malone, dreaming about being a fucking foot soldier in the new Ninja Turtles.
He's like, I'm a rock star.
He hits the statue again. That's when Macaulay Culkin hears it. He's like, you know what? I can pull this prank on this fucking burnout. It's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, so he plays the movie so that the fucking driver thinks he's getting shot at.
Well, he's like, he wants the money, right? And then he plays that singer. He's like, what money, right? He's like, you know what? Something has to buy the drugs, sir.
He's like, are you going to give me a tip? I need pills now.
He left him 20 cents. He's like, you fucking cheapskate. I got to do some bubbles from the wire shit. I can't even get a nickel bag for this.
Shit. And then he plays the gunshot sound. And he's like, this is the sound of me losing my anal virginity. And it scares the shit out of him.
It's the first time I was robbed by my own drug dealer. Yeah, and then that's when Macaulay Culkin says, I finally got my genderless cheese pizza all to myself. I can put whatever toppings I want. Not anything that looks like dicks. And that's when you see the ginger haggling old women for their tickets, right? Like, the whole lady like tells her, she's like, yeah, she's trying to give me her fake Rolex if we wait till Friday. She's like, well, she's got a lot of fake shit at home. We had to cut off her leg, so it's prosthetic from the diabetes.
Yeah, she starts begging for tickets.
Yeah. She's like, we wear so many coats on the East Coast as we never see our body parts. You can't tell. It's like, yeah, we got my fake sex drive, too. That pill drives it.
She's like, look, I'll trade you anything. I'll even suck your husband's dick while I finger you.
She's like, wait, I got these earrings. Don't you like them? They, like, dangle. She's like, well, her tits dangle at home. She's got something dangling everywhere. We'll be fine.
Her vagina dangles.
She's like, look, from mother to mother, I'm a shitty one.
And she's
like, my kid's
agree.
a fucking pest. I couldn't abort him. I mean, I wanted to abort him. Chris wanted to abort him. He survived the plan B, but here's where we are.
Look,
like,
we think that
I have to care. My neighbors will find out. You know how embarrassing that is in Chicago.
It's like we think the 3 abortion attempts might have made him retarded and genderless. He has yet to grow a dick.
Oh,
it's just
God.
A nub.
Yeah, and then he remembers his parents stealing his money again, and he fucking slaps the aftershave on his face. He's like, no, I want to keep my money.
It's like, I better go to the store now and spend as much of it as I can.
Actually, I think the second time was his dad teaching him his first sex scene in cinema.
Oh, that's gross.
Oh, God, yeah. And he goes to the grocery store, and again, no one questions him. Again, a fucking 8-year-old being alone shopping in the store. No one says shit to him except for this fucking store clerk that decides to budge her cunty nose in his business, right?
Yeah, she's like, hey, why are you shopping here by yourself? And he's like, where do you live? Have you ever been molested before? Why won't you tell me? It's like, because you're not my therapist, you bitch.
Well, of course he had to be a frugal fag. He's like, yeah, I got a coupon for that fucking orange juice, bitch.
And that's when she was like, all right, something fishy's up here. How does this kid have a coupon?
He's like, are you here by yourself? He's like, ma'am, I'm 8 years old. And you think this molestable target on my fucking face is going to be here alone?
What kind of parents do you think are shitty enough to leave their kids home alone?
When at some point he could just say now to anyone, like, reach out for help. At this point, right?
He's like, look, I've been left home alone. My parents, I wish them
these
gone.
2 homeless guys that keep trying to rob my house.
Because he literally thinks he wished his parents away. He thinks he's in it for himself now.
Well, then that's when she starts getting hella nosy. She's like, where's your mom? She's like, she's morbidly obese and she's in the car. I had to stuff her in there like a fucking memory foam mattress.
Just cut her foot off last week.
It's like, where's your dad? He wanted to abort me. He's like, well, where's your brothers and sisters? Well, they were aborted before me. I'm the only child.
You want to know anything else, bitch?
It's like, you know what, bitch? This has been done to me way too many times by much older men. I know how to get out of this kind of situation. And that's when he's walking home with the groceries and they fucking drop. He's like, this bitch didn't double bag it.
He's like, I have to pay 10 cents for a bag now, that bitch.
Oh, God. And he thinks he's a fucking, like, adult now. He's like, I'm not scared anymore. I can wash my clothes and buy groceries and do simple fucking math.
He, like, whips his dick out at the furnace. He's like, go fuck yourself, furnace.
Yeah. He's like, and if Uncle Frank did burn his first family down, good. I fucking hate family.
I hate his second family. I hope he burns them, too.
That's when you see Joe Pesci being Joe Pesci. He's like, yeah, go in there.
Yeah. He's like, all right, dude, shut up. I'll go in
the
there.
Jew with the clown feet shoving his fucking giant feet in the dog door.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And that's when he plays the
loses a
Mick Watt
shoe.
movie again and he fools the Kmart Kramer.
Who is it?
It's me, Snakes. I got the stuff.
Leave it on the doorstep and get the hell out of here.
All right, Johnny. But what about my money?
What money?
AC said you had some dough for me.
That a fact. How much do I owe you?
AC said 10%.
Too bad AC ain't in charge no more.
What do you mean?
Guys, I'm eating junk and watching rubbish. You better come out and stop me.
He'll call you when he gets out. Hey, I tell you what I'm gonna give you, Snakes. I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead.
All right, Johnny, I'm sorry. I'm going.
1, 2, 10. Keep the change, you filthy animal.
And he used the fireworks this time, and he's like, yes, yes. He's like, look, dude, some wop or some Mick, I don't know what the fuck happened in there. Someone shot each other. He's like, did you say Mick in front of me? Is there a Mick in there I gotta shoot?
He's like, dude, he was talking about some guy named Snakes, and it's like Joe Pesci like has this daydream of like everyone through his Italian block in Brooklyn. He's like, Snake. He's like, I knew a guy named Shakes. He had Parkinson's because he shoveled too much Italian ice.
Oh no, Snakes though.
Oh God.
Shit.
But he has the perfect crime idea. He has a caper to cover up his caper.
Yeah.
Joe Pesci is one Italian greasy motherfucker.
He's like, look, if someone did get whacked and we get caught for whacking off in someone's house, we need to finger the man who got whacked. He's like, wait, are you talking about with the police or just in general?
We're retarded like that. Oh,
so let's just wait around, we'll whack off a little, and we'll see the guy who did the whacking.
And apparently, like I said, a common theme in the 90s is every normal citizen has to hate any cop, any airline employee and kid. Because they were being cocksuckers. She's like, look, I have to get home to my 8-year-old son. He may not know how to lock a fucking door. I don't pay attention to him much, so I don't know what he can actually fucking do.
All we have is automatic lights and locks on our doors.
He's like, you know what? I'd do anything to get a ticket right now. I'd even fuck a fat, white, greasy man. He's like, oh, God. And that's when the guy says, he's like, hey, man, you mind if I could sexually harass you for a moment?
He's like, I happen to overhear that you would fuck a fat, white, greasy man. And I happen to be traveling with 10 of them.
I'm thinking of starting a Jamaican bobsled team. But, you know, these dark Jamaicans, they keep making me hold an egg in between my thighs, and it breaks every time. The joke's getting old. You have any advice?
It's like, yeah,
anyway.
Put it between your tits, you dummy. That's what I do.
He's like, look, we got a group of dads who abandon their children, and we play polka, fucking jerk chicken polka, Islamic polka. He's like, this is what it is, polka.
He's like, rape polka. He's like, I'm the rape king of Cincinnati, you didn't know?
And that, because that's not creepy as fuck to approach a woman with, right? He's like, hey, we're fat, middle-aged men, and we make shows on polka and abandon our family because of it.
And I'll tell you more about that later. It's a depressing-ass story.
Yeah, you see that pedophile in the yellow jacket over there? He's got the perfect rape van. We had to steam clean it out all the semen and the kid butt smell, but I put my instruments, I use my mouth on it.
You'd be surprised how many kids' parties we get invited to play. You think they learned by now? Anyway, you want to ride back to Chicago?
Would you to help our depressing situation?
It's like, maybe we can add some comic relief to your boring-ass story.
And that's when Joe Pesci notices fucking Macaulay Culkin having to be a little blonde prick that he is and cut down his own Christmas tree, right?
Yeah, because on some
getting tricked by a kindergartner.
On some sketch shit, bro, they slept in front of his house.
Yeah.
In their rape van.
No, because the whole block is empty because everyone is on vacation at the exact same time.
Why weren't they just robbing at that time?
And that's how you know that's... How many people do you actually know that live a normal life that go on vacation up until Christmas?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's an East Coast thing. Why? Because it's so fucking miserable to live in the East Coast. They're like, you know what? Hey, can we go somewhere else where like weather is tolerable?
We need to go to like Miami where it's 84 degrees in December.
Right? Jesus, the fucking poor jungle in the Philippines sounds better than Chicago right now.
Jesus. Yeah, it does.
And yeah, so they notice that the kid's there and like the crusty Jew, he's starting to have regrets. But of course Joe Pesci is like, look, the caper's the caper. We got to go through it.
That's the silver tuna kid.
Robert De Niro's gonna kill me if I don't pull off this caper.
I show one kid my dick, and now I gotta kill him. It was an accident. My pants were a little too loose.
And of course, like Joe Pesci in every film he's ever in, he has to go too far in his criminality.
Yeah.
He has to go too far. He had to get his silver tuna. He's like, look, he saw my silver tuna. I put my silver tuna and left it in the house. Now I got to go get back my silver tuna.
And I feel like it's a kindergartner. He'll like the silver tuna.
8 years old. He's like, yeah, I even lost track of my own age fucking when I was going to school.
My parents won't tell me how old I am because they don't want me making any more money.
Because presumably if he's 8, isn't he in the 3rd grade?
I think he says he's in the 2nd grade.
Oh, okay. Fucking uneducated wop.
It's like I never had kids because no respectable lady would date me.
And like the Jew's like, dude, are you sure this is a good idea? Because we are pretty fucking retarded. He's like, look, he's like, look, we'll do it in the dark. That's when the kidney guy is scared of the dark. He's like, yeah, kids are scared of the dark. And Joe Pesci's like, no, kids are scared of people that look like us in the dark.
Yeah, he's like, you're scared of the dark too, Marv. He's like, no, I'm scared of when you rape me in the dark.
All right, then they cut back over to the ginger mom and the fucking fat, greasy pedophile van, right? And they're all playing their polka instruments. He's like, hey, you want to play the clarinet after my fat, greasy mouth just fucking wobbled all over it? How do you think you're paying for this fucking ride, bitch?
He's like, look, I got another thing you're about to put your mouth on, lady. If you want to ever see your kid again, you'll do it.
And she's like, wait, where are the Jamaicans you were talking about? He's like, well, remember I said the jerk chicken polka? Well, I spent all my money on liquor and child support, so we ate them.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so we see Macaulay go to the fucking trap house that the mall Santa has, right?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck was that? And he, like, looks at the base. He's like, nice shoes, you low-wage bitch.
And he's like, hey, where's fucking Santa? And she's like, well, he's over there obviously drunk.
Yeah. He was, like, going to dip his cigarette into some
Yeah.
PCPs. So you can imagine his rusted Hondas and Aventador. He's like, every time it stalls, I feel like I'm flying. He's like, here, kid. I don't really remember how the conversation went. I just remember he's like, here, kid, here's some Tic Tacs I chew when the police pull me over after I run one of you fuckers over.
Yeah, he's like, here, kid, here's some GHB. Now you can get your uncle back.
Everybody sees Santa's got to get something.
Everybody leaves Santa with a present.
And then Macaulay Culkin, being the smart ass that he is, right? He's like, look, I know you're not really Santa, but I know how it works. Like, you failed out of community college. This is your part-time job to pay the bills and the food for your fat fucking girlfriend. She probably watches Maury all day, and you're wondering how she watches all day when it's just shown 1 hour a day.
He's like, hey, kid, you're actually pretty smart. No,
He's like, can you tell Santa I realize I hate my family even more than I originally did? They're fucking idiots.
He's like, all right, now get out of here, you little scamp. I have an orgy to get to.
Well, no, doesn't he first say, like, I'm trying to remember. Okay, yeah, doesn't he first say what his wish is or whatever about he wants his family back, and he, like, starts listing off all the names. He's like, yeah, if Santa could bring all those guys back, and, I mean, if he has time, he can bring that fucking child molester Uncle Frank back.
Yeah. And he's like, and I guess Uncle Frank.
He's like, dude, did this kid fucking kill his whole goddamn family?
Yeah, right? And the dude's just like, okay, get away from me, you fucking
just roam
weirdo.
alone.
He's like, what sex are you? I don't know.
Again, he's roaming alone the streets of Chicago. I'm surprised Lil Durk doesn't fucking mistake him for one of the ops.
Shoot him.
Blast his ass up.
Yeah,
he's like, yo, we don't know if you a man or a girl, man.
He's like, you scary, you ghost boy. Like Danny Phantom up in this bitch.
You ain't no Slim Jesus. He may have been the first Slim Jesus.
Yeah.
So he went to church to figure out his sexuality, and that's when the old man comes up. He looks around, like, making sure he's like, all right, I hope no one will see me blow salt in his eyes when I kidnap him.
He's like, I heard Santa gave you some GHB. You don't have to be afraid to use it.
You don't have to be afraid to meet. Hey, you see that redhead butchering the fucking song over there? That's my stupid-ass granddaughter.
How about you and me, we molest her together after this?
You don't have to be afraid to talk to me. I'm a pedosexual. We're respected in society now. He's like, I'm attracted to you, but it doesn't mean I'm going to molest you.
It's like, he's like, so what's your story, you crazy, salty murderer? He's like, did you kill everyone? He's like, yeah, there's a lot of rumors, but in reality, I just molested my kid and he won't talk to me anymore.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, and those rumors are sort of true about me. I like to taxidermy my victims from the butthole out. He's like, so have you been a good boy? Enough for me to assault you, huh?
He's like,
And he, like, sort of looks at me. He's like, all right, don't lie. I'll rape you right here and now.
He's like, okay, just don't hold my hand, you creep.
He's like, but no, I haven't. He's like, yeah, I knew it. And I know all you fucking crackers come in here and you have your real problems.
All you McAllisters, you cocksuckers.
He's like, what about you? Are you feeling bad about yourself or what? Maybe being a fucking child molester and that's why your son doesn't talk to you anymore?
It's like, no, I'm just a pervert.
Like, wow, how am I hearing this from a kid?
It's like, I'm not even mad at it.
Lately, I've been like a bitch and a pussy, and I keep talking about how fucking gay my family is.
This is an observant little cracker.
All right, you want to know the truth? I'm not welcome around this church or you, people that look like you, because I did rape my son, and he thinks I'm going to do the same to my granddaughter, and I keep telling him, look, I only like boys. Right? I'm recognized, not registered.
That's when Macaulay Culkin's like, hey, man, you got to stop being scared. I was scared of getting raped in the basement, and now I'm not.
Don't worry, I won't tell on you, Mr. Pedophile.
He's like, but what if he doesn't talk to me? He's like, he probably won't. You molested him. But at least you'll know.
Right? He's like, I've been afraid of my basement because every time Uncle Frank and Buzz go down there with a spider, it starts stinking and sticky all over the place.
Oh.
That's where Dad keeps all his duct tape and rope, specifically with my name on both of them. I don't understand why.
And what is up with this old dude? He doesn't, like, this entire time, he doesn't question that this fool's home alone. He lets him go home alone.
Well, yeah, at first he's like, it's all right. I mean, basements are a scary place, especially when you look like me and you keep children and dungeonized there.
It's like, isn't your family on vacation, you cocksucker?
He does look like one of those dudes that would like keep an underground family, like have kids with his daughter.
He's
and
the
keep
cult
this
leader.
underground dungeon.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And his wife is just okay with it. She's like, fuck it. He's a good husband. He was a good father to 3 of my 5 kids. Yeah, because he basically tells him, he's like, dude, you should probably just fucking call him. Like, who cares if he molested him? He's like, because your granddaughter is probably getting weirded out that you keep fucking stalking her. He's like, and especially when you give her presents, it probably freaks her out even fucking more. He's like, well, I just mailed her an $8 check because that's my income from shoveling snow. I just go around and I find change.
He's like, wow, my grandma just knitted me a sweater that says I'm a fag on it.
Right?
Like, that sounds pretty neat.
Well,
he's like, not at school when you get butt raped.
He's like, first off, he's like, my dad's smart and he fucking left his parents like all white people do. They get hundreds and hundreds of miles away from their fucking parents, right? He's like, I wish my grandparents mailed me $8 because they just mailed me a knitted sweater with their colostomy bags. And all the kids threw me in the wall face first. It was a mess.
What a mess.
My friend Tony wore pajamas and everyone was trying to buy weed off him.
He's like, oh yeah, I salted that mess. People wouldn't slip on the shit.
He's like, well, so are you going to tell your son you're sorry for molesting him? He's like, oh, well, we'll see what happens. I left you an old man surprise in your mittens.
You don't have to be afraid.
Jesus.
Yeah, and of course he's alone again on the Chicago streets, fucking opping, right? Shooting 40 Glocks and opping.
He's like, I need to go secure the pad.
Yeah, right. I'm going to run to my montage or I have to budget my fucking plan.
He's like, look, okay, so I've got some army men. I've got a couple of...
Buzz only had $13. How did I have $20 of groceries?
I'm running out of fucking BBs. And I only have so many ornaments I can put on the ground.
I'm going to have to make a deal with my dad to get rid of Fuller now. It's the only way I'll get paid.
I don't think anyone will care on that one.
He's like, I'm just going to put some things on the ground, and they're going to walk aimlessly looking up. And they'll never see anything.
That is like 50% of his defenses. Are them not
He's like, look, I'm dealing with a wiry Jew and a walking Stromboli. This shit's easy. I got it in the bag.
I got ice on the ground that you'll notice if you look. I got tar on the ground that you'll notice if you look. I got micro machines on the ground that you'll notice if you look.
I just cleaned up Uncle Frank and Buzz's jizz and just put it on the stairs. I figured he'd stick somewhere.
And you'll notice it if you look.
And then I took Grandma's dildo, because Grandma's been here the whole fucking time. You guys just didn't know.
Yeah.
She slipped on a micro machine and broke her hip, and so they hit her behind the furnace.
She slid into the furnace. That's why it has indigestion.
That's why they're so heated out of he killed his grandma.
That's why we left you home alone.
That would have been the greatest scene in Home Alone, just to start it off with Kevin killing his grandma.
It somehow transitions into Insidious. It's like, no, you stay with her ghost, Kevin. We're going to Paris.
He's like, don't forget my fucking hoorah at the end when I drop an Acme anchor on that Jew with Porky Pig fucking diarrheaing on him. It'd be hilarious.
Pretty
He's
much,
like,
yeah.
They won't. He's like, I'm only going to have 3 plans, and when we get to the stairs, I'm going to have fucking nothing left. I'm just going to zip line my way to not being molested.
Yeah, and once I get to the zip line, I don't have any plans after that. Except for I'm going to cut them off into where I'm running.
Oh, God, because that's what it literally was just a bunch of Elmer Fudd traps.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you stepped on some shit and it hurt. Whoops. Oh, you got tarred and feathered.
That must piss off Italians, doesn't it? You can't be greasy for a fucking 3 minutes at a time.
Although Marv technically should have been dead because he had an iron fall on him from 2 stories.
That was the Acme anchor. That's where I thought it was going to come out.
I thought his brains were going to come out.
Yeah, but as he's preparing to fight with these fucking 2 retards. Like, think about it, too. Think about this, too. The fact that they are burglars. How many times are they going to get an opportunity to have a whole empty block to rob?
Yeah, and they keep going.
And
for
they
this
just had to
house.
stick to this caper.
I don't know.
She's like, it's my caper.
Because they wanted to get molested by a child.
I guess.
And his weird jizz trap.
Yeah, because, like, as you see Macaulay Culkin being the little spoiled bitch that he is, he's like, this is the first time I'm going to eat a non-home cooked meal.
He's like, mac and cheese. I'll give it a shot.
What do you think about those microwave dinners? She's like, I don't know, you fucking asshole.
Like, I'm not rich enough for this shit.
And that's when Pesci shows up and he's like, hey, it's Santa Claus and his Italian frumpy elf. And then like, you just see Pesci's like, the last heinous crime I have left on my checklist is molestation on screen.
And I'm going to get this boy.
Did you know I used to be the guitar member before Jimi Hendrix? Did you know that?
What?
Like, literally, Joe Pesci was an all-star musician, bro.
Oh yeah, and he's only 5'4".
No, the band that he quit is the one Jimi Hendrix took over.
No, because I know he did music before or shit. I didn't know that.
That just shows you that a black man can do better than anything an Italian man
than a 4-foot Italian, or no, 5'4" Italian. Cause that's what he is.
That's very fucking. He is Danny DeVito size almost.
He's tiny.
It'd be great if Joe Pesci and Danny DeVito did a fucking comedy together. How hilarious would that actually be?
Yeah, that would be pretty fucking good.
A dwarf and a troll. That's what it'd be called.
Dwarf and a troll.
Yeah, and that's when he shoots his little fucking spicy sausage pepper wiener, right? He's like, oh, you fragile piece of fucking faggot.
A fragile wiener.
And they just keep saying, like, outlandish shit about him when they're chasing after him. He's like, I'm going to chop off his pecker and make a child dick bird clock.
Yeah, he's like, they're like getting the shit beat out of him. He's like, I'm going to take all his 5 fingers and stick them right up my asshole and clench as hard as I can.
Oh, God.
And they're like, what is that going to do, Joe Pesci? He's like, it's going to make me feel good.
And he's like, and then the Jew turns to him. He's like, dude, when his dad paid us, I thought this was going to be an easy molestation. Jesus.
Nothing's easy. In fucking, what are they again? Fucking Chirac. Holding down the streets.
He's like, all right, let's split up and make these onslaught of child pranks make us look even more retarded. Yeah.
You go to the basement where you're going to almost die. And
this was like a 15-minute fuckfest.
It was.
But it's sort of funny to watch a scummy Italian slip and hurt his back, right? So I feel like any Italian can just easily hurt his back for some reason. Aren't they sort of like shaped that way because they have like all their weight in their cheese belly?
Well, their bones aren't very good considering they only eat salami.
Yeah, they're like, garlic bread and clams casino caught up to me.
It's like, look, all right, fucking mozzarella. It doesn't have that much calcium in it, guys. You gotta drink milk, you dummies.
And what makes Joe Pesci even fucking more retarded is he slips on the steps like 3 different times. It's like Macaulay Culkin's like, yeah, I'm gonna piss my genderless piss all over this place. It freezes quicker.
Right?
He's just like, oh, you fucking Italian.
He's like, I want to burn my hand. Then I'm gonna slip back down the stairs.
That's because his skin already looks like sausage casing, so it was the easiest thing to brand.
He's like, I thought I had to cook you before I could eat you.
Yeah, and that's when the Jew steps on Kevin's grandma's wooden dildo, right?
Right up his foot. And he just falls down the stairs.
And it's like, it's just Macaulay Culkin this whole time, like, tricking them like a true fucking cartoon. Like, literally, like, some Bugs Bunny shit. Like, hey, look, guys, I'm scared of your greasiness. Come and rape me.
Yeah, he's like, hey, come here. And they're like, okay, I guess I'll walk that way. Fuck it, right? Oh, paint cans.
And that's when Joe Pesci gets hella fucking heated, right?
When he gets his tooth.
He's like, all right, that's over. I was just gonna rape the kid. Now I'm fucking killing him.
Is that after his tooth gets knocked out?
No. That is coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he like goes back to the back door where he got his little dick shot.
That's right. He goes around. And he gets his head.
He gets his head fucking lit up like a brick oven.
That's right.
His head actually starts looking like a pizza margarita.
And then he gets...
Because we've seen a lot of that.
Yeah, yes. Very slightly undercooked, but crispy.
His head looked like a pizza margarita.
And then he gets tarred and feathered.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we're going to get you a little creep. And they don't get, like, that turns Macaulay on.
Yeah, because
Macaulay... Like, oh, God, I love creep.
Macaulay's sitting there like, come on, boys. I'm just at the top of these stairs.
Let me waggle my ass real quick.
I like it. It makes me hard when you slide on the micro machines. So I killed Grandma.
Oh, God. Yeah, and then that's when the Jew is like, everything has to happen to his giant clown feet, right? And he like the way he steps on the ornaments is so he's like, I know these are fucking here, fuck it.
Right? He's like, I just gotta get in.
His fucking giant
and he like falls forward. He's like, all right, I got this. Then he just slips on micro machine.
He is. I know that guy only appears every like 20 years to show how his drug use has gotten worse and worse. But he might have been one of the funniest slapstick, like, comedy people to see ever.
And we'll never have that air in cinema again.
Or does this also show how brilliant Joe Pesci really fucking is?
I don't know if
he can
Joe
do drama
Pesci's brilliant.
Like, slapstick comedy. I mean, it's hard to do both.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, and then that's when he makes them slip on the micro machines as he's like shouting out, come and rape me, like up and down the stairs. And they slip. He's like, yeah, just to let you know, those are at my grandma's butt.
He's like, oh, fuck me.
Come and get me, my wiener's already out. Yeah, that's when he knocks his gold tooth out in the ricotta cheese filling that was gluing it together.
He's like, how am I going to finish my pizza later? I was holding on to that ricotta.
Yeah, how am I going to use that to further my career?
I need that money.
And then that's when he says the oddest shit of the movie.
And I'll snap up your cojones and boil the motor oil!
Yeah, he's gonna take.
He literally just told a kid, I'm gonna chop off your little prepubescent nutsack and boil it in motor oil, which somebody looks as homeless as me, you would assume I might find appetizing.
Well, he does later say that he will bite all of his fingers off one by one, which made no sense at the time either.
I think he knew that his Italian mouth was so nasty.
I need something sausage-like in it.
I was like, oh no, you're gonna cook in there. And then you start assuming when he does call the cops. Now, why hasn't he called the cops in the last 2
I don't
fucking
even
days?
think I don't even know. He doesn't try to find his family at all.
He just wanted to piss off and annoy the fucking drug addict. That's his pizza delivery man.
Pretty much, and that fool's still like ODing in the front yard this whole time.
He's like, I'm gonna move to Seattle. I heard that's a good place to be a bum and do heroin. I can't afford prescription pills anymore. This delivery job doesn't do it. I deliver too many pizzas over 20 minutes. I'm broke, motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and it's like, why didn't he call last Tuesday? He's like, yeah, I know this. There was this one brown kid. He was adopted, and he's in our private school, and his parents are white, and I don't want to be an orphan and end up my parents being brown, so I'm not taking that goddamn chance.
You're not taking me to CPS, you
That's the kind of
cocksuckers.
shit he'd believe in, too, right?
Right? Well, you'd believe he disappeared his parents. It's like they're gone forever.
Fucking idiot. And it's like, speaking of him being an idiot, it's like if those paint cans didn't work out perfectly, what plan did he really have? Just them tripping?
Yeah, pretty much.
That was it.
Which it doesn't even really work out for him because as he's going up the stairs, he gets his leg caught, and the spider.
Yeah, which you could have assumed, like, at that point, you could have just ran up the attic that you were fucking so scared of getting pissed on in, and just fucking zipline your way to the treehouse from there.
Yeah, why are you sticking around, dude?
He's a little bitch.
And it doesn't make any sense.
Because he's a cocky little cocksucker.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, and that's when the spider conveniently works out, where he still has Buzz's sperm on it, but he's like, oh god, this will gross out this fucking Jew. They're terrified of spiders, because that's what Pakistani men are. They're just hairy tarantulas.
He's like, there's a Pakistani on you, Harry.
He's like, I always wanted to wop a wop.
Get it off of me. I don't want one of those dirty sand people on me.
Oh, God. Yeah, and then that's when he ziplined over there, and then another odd line that they said, he's like, where did he go? I mean, there's only one possible fucking way, and there's an obvious zipline right in front of us. He's like, well, maybe he committed suicide when his parents robbed him of his childhood.
He's like, maybe, or he's just going to sue him for all his money.
That's a good one. And this is where Pesci is hilarious to me in all movies. Considering the fact he is a troll, or dwarf, whatever he would be. He's somehow in other movies, a notorious, like, punishable gangster.
Yeah.
And in this movie, being how unathletic and chubbier that he is, he tries to fucking climb the rope to the treehouse.
Yeah,
after
right?
he literally says, oh yeah, this little faggot keeps running around and telling us where to go. Maybe we shouldn't go there, but we're actually going to do it still.
Right? And he burned his hand too, so how is this even possible? I don't know.
But it sort of makes you respect him, right?
Well, this is what's dumb on Macaulay Culkin's part, is he should have just left him hanging on the rope. Because the moment he cuts the rope down, now they're on his level, where he's trying to go.
And he's still talking shit while he's running away.
Yeah, he's like, hey,
guys, you like this ass? The left cheek feels better.
He's like, come rape me in my neighbor's house. That way no one will know. They're like, I have a better plan.
Well, and they're even dumber because it makes them even more retarded because they're just or, like I said, this neighborhood is literally completely fucking empty, which is the biggest plot device and
that's what it seems
plot
like.
Convenience ever. He's like, dude, they're chasing a little boy around in the middle of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't get it. And Pesci left his own calling card on the neighbor's house, and he's like, oh, yeah, I just kept a marinara pot cooking, and it just flooded the whole house.
It smells of great basil.
And then they catch his stupid ass, right? He's like, oh, shit, I ran myself into a corner. I give up. Take my ass.
He's like, now, my kindergartner, we're going to rape you. It's like, Jesus.
He's like, no, we're going to do what he did to us. We're going to first stick a micro machine up his ass and souffle it with our blowtorch.
Then we're going to use the micro machine to kill our grandmas.
And why don't we shoot your little nuts with the BB gun, huh? that's when the molester comes in. He's like, if anyone's going to touch those boys' nuts, it's going to be me.
It's like, if anyone's sucking his toes one by one, it will be me.
And you sort of see that he may have murdered the whole fucking, the whole block because he kills them almost with the shovel.
Yeah, he beats the fuck out of him. He's like, it's okay, there's no need to be afraid with me now, little boy.
But there is, because I'm going to go deflower you at my house.
Come touch my balls.
That's what he did. He molested him.
And no one told his family at all.
Maybe that was the actual message here from him. Because, all right, never mind. You know what? I'll say that to the end. Yeah, and then, no one told his family. He's like, then he leaves a diabetic cookie plate for Santa. He's just, because he left carrots and, like, 2 cookies.
Yeah, he's like, here you go, Santa, you fucking cocksucker.
He's like, this is just to keep your sugar up, you fucking
that way you
don't
bitch. Fall out of the fucking sleigh over the ocean. We have to go find another Santa.
And then she's talking to the greasy, fat bobsled coach, and she's like, I'm a terrible mom. I mean, I imagine seeing his fetus body in a jar instead of raising him, but hopefully this movie makes him rich, and I'll get some of that regardless, right?
And the poker guy's like, yeah, I actually did that to my own kid. Left him in a room full of fucking fetuses. He's never been the same.
He's like, remember those pack of Jamaicans I was talking about? They'd get out of sight all the time. Every time we go near a Toys R Us, they see the giraffe, and they go crazy.
They thought it was real, those fucking idiots.
He's like, we never see our families either. We're fucking polka composers that sell 600 copies every CD.
She's like,
we got Coke and lemon party grouperies. Fucking schnitzel.
She's like, so is polka popular? He's like, hell no.
Right? And that's what he goes through, like, his description of his friends being shitty parents. He's like, all right, that guy doesn't see his kid anymore because he dabbles in heroin. And John never even met his kid. And Frank, let's hope they don't write a memoir of his child abuse and the police read into it.
He's like, well, they will. And he abused his kids pretty hard. I abused my kid. I had him perform necrophiliac acts with me. It was weird.
Right? Because we kept one of the Jamaicans alive. We didn't eat them all. And he actually just died naturally because we ate it in front of him.
That was very sad, just full of grief.
My son was bragging about being a necrophiliac for like 6 to 7 weeks. We had to stop that. Now
he's got a little weird.
Kids are resilient.
Yeah.
She's like, yo, this ride got way more creepily offensive than I thought it would.
She's like, you're not making me feel any better. Can we just not talk anymore? Can we just cut you out of the movie?
Oh, God. Yeah, and then this is the funniest part of the movie to me and why this really shouldn't be a kid's movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because Home Alone, first of all, his name is Home Alone. He's a gullible fucking idiot into thinking magical shit, considering the fact of how genius he actually is. Because first off, Santa comes for boys and girls, not I Am Jazz, little fucking faggots. But the movie essentially exposed that there's no Santa.
Yeah, because Santa never comes.
He never fucking comes. I think the good part was that the old child rapist snow shoveler was Santa. And that being molested by Santa and in turn saving his house was his Christmas gift.
It's like a weird version of A Wonderful Life.
The worst version of A Wonderful Life.
Yeah, well, A Wonderful Life is pretty fucked up, too. That dude was going to kill himself. And Santa stops him.
Macaulay's like, this is better than my actual fucking Christmas. Everyone stole shit from my stocking. Fucking no good fucking lowlifes.
My stocking stuffer from Dad this year was his dick. It was weird.
He's like, all right, did Mom come home? I'm going to tell her she's a selfish cunt, and I'm going to tell the world that my dad planned to have me raped to death.
And
like,
then
I want my fucking money back.
He's like, I'm going to write a book about this shit when I grow up.
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
He wrote a book
about his dad.
So wait, did he get molested?
Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah.
I mean, with a name like that, you have to assume.
Yeah, but he tells his mom she's being a selfish cunt, and immediately she says sorry, like a fucking dumb, spoiled, like, what do they call, what are the word I'm thinking of? Fuck. Oh, and like a dumb, enabling parent. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot you, son.
Oh, she's like, I know that you ruined the house, but sorry.
So I got this bitch right in my back pocket. Cheese pizzas for life. I can be whatever gender I want forever. And they got rid of the fuckery. The family comes back, and Scott Peterson and his fucking group of bandit kids got rid of the fucking Jew uncle finally. And they're kids.
And they're like, hey, how'd you get here at the same time as us? He's like, hey, bitch, I told you the plan was going to work out, and you fucked it up.
Yeah. Yeah, you simple-minded bitch. I tried to get those polka child molesters to kill and eat you, so I figured 2 fucking birds with 1 stone.
I don't know how they failed. But
I thought it'd be back in time to cover it all up.
They look pretty ungoddamn reliable, if you ask me.
And I would have got away with it if it wasn't for that genderless kid and that fucking dog that doesn't exist.
And that stinking Jew neighbor of ours.
Yeah, because that's what she says. Like, when he comes in, he's like, maybe the next time my plan will be more elaborate. Those fucking 3 child molesters won't go soft.
She's like, maybe. And maybe next time you can get that fat Sheboygan dude to rape me.
Right? She's like, I need to shower off this fat grease and neglect off my conscience. And like they're all acting like it was fucking amazing what this 8-year-old do because he can understand simple math and find milk in a fucking grocery store.
Wait, how did you survive? Yeah. And he's like, I got milk and laundry detergent.
He's like, oh, I know how to get in a bed and sleep and use the bathroom. I mean, I sit down every time. That's probably why my dad wanted to kill me.
It was like one of those Leave It to Beaver moments where the whole family's just laughing like, Kevin! Right. Oh, Kevin did laundry?
And then his dad, being the Scott Peterson prick that he is, he's like, wait, what else did you do? Are my fish hooks somewhere on your body it's not supposed to be, buddy?
He's like, you've earned my trust in this family. I'll stop trying to murder you.
Hey, no, I pierced my butt cheeks together with those fucking fish hooks. Now there's going to be some other guts on it. And that's when the dad sees the tooth with ricotta cheese and pizza grease on it. He's like, oh, fuck, I got to hide the evidence.
He's like, oh, I shouldn't let my Jew neighbor see this. That's real gold.
Yeah, and then you see the old creep. Then Macaulay Culkin just looks out his window. He's like, that old creep is going to ruin his relationship with his daughter.
He's like, I'm glad he finally gets to touch that pussy again.
And I hope she's going to hate him when she finds out he molested me with just my mittens on. And then that's when you see Buzz like yelling at him. He's like, Kevin, you took my money from my iced tea poster collection, you fucking prick.
Kevin, where's my dildo? That's where I put the spider.
And where's Grandma's dildo?
That's where I put my spider.
It's in a Jew's foot.
It's in a Jew's foot.
And that's the end. And I think the lesson here is kids, don't be illiterate criminals. Don't be an old child rapist. Don't be a genderless little prick or father the grand scheme to fucking kill that little genderless prick.
Yeah, because it turns out for all of these people it worked out not so well.
Yeah. And if you're a female, don't be a gaped out wife.
But if you're a genderless little kid, you can booby trap your house if people are going to rob you. It will work for you.
Yeah, especially against frumpy, lumpy Italians and a guy that's never going to exist in a movie again for 20 years. You'll get away with it.
In order for that plan to work, you have to conveniently befriend your old creepy neighbors so that your initial plan, which miserably fails, can have a backup plan. Because if the neighbor wasn't there, he'd be dead.
Well, yeah, it was just retarded all around. And the final message is, sue your parents.
Yeah, get all that fucking money. They take anything
fucking from you, you kill them, you set them on fire, or you sue them.
You get all that fucking Home Alone money.
And that's my order of opinion.